International and acclaimed five-time three-division world champion.
I just seen his last two fights.
And undefeated WBA
Crazy.
And he has to have some skills. He's 25 and 0.
Hey, this is a couple years ago, 2000.
Okay.
And once again, our referee in charge now to give instructions.
His mama be just as in tune into the fight as everything else.
I see his mom be showed, huh?
Show up and show up.
Let's go, gentlemen. Boxer chief second. Boxer chief second. Come on over. Mouth guard. Keep the mouth guard. All right. Belt line is good here. Belt line is good here, gentlemen. I gave you both instructions in the back. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. Touch them up. Back to your corner, gentlemen.
11-year pro Thomas Taylor has been assigned tonight's main event.
Tired,
Working
man.
his
So I've been do
29th
these
professional fight.
little conversations and shit. I was like, goodness
Since
gracious.
he's wandered to LA where a star-studded crowd has congregated on a Sunday night.
I did want to talk to you about the
Cruz taking the fight on
mental health joint.
already scheduled to appear here tonight, looking for the upset.
We always had a conversations about them. We just don't never record it. So now the fact that I get you here and I got everything set up.
I hear.
And it's kind of different because usually you get women that hop on here and then they say what all this mental health is concerning the community, but we don't necessarily get too many brothers that has a degree in the field as you do, and plus as a pastor. So, you know what I'm saying, you come from it from a professional standpoint, but you also come from it from a spiritual, you know what I'm saying, aspiration too. So,
Right.
you know, you never get those. And you know what I'm saying, you're just a genuine, nice person, you know, with the information. You're not overbearing with it. You state your concerns, but you also are very assertive with the information. So, like, how does all that work? How does that, like, pan out for you?
Well, that's a great need. And like a lot of people have mental illness and don't even know it, or they're in denial. You know, for some people, abnormal is normal.
What you mean by that?
I mean, like, what's been modeled before them has been modeled to be something that's normal. And you don't know it's not normal until you get in trouble.
Correct.
You know, just like we, when we were growing up, you know, we were always told, you know, you got to, keep her in line, you know. They promoted domestic violence until you start catching the case, and you go, wait a minute, that's probably not the right thing to do.
Correct.
And then you realize, like, wait a minute, somebody taught me wrong, and you have to, make that adjustment, and like for all the right reasons. You know, that's a terrible place to be for a lot of people. So that's one part. But what you're talking about, a lot of it comes from the home, from the environment. Yeah.
Technology is crazy. Because I'm remoting from my phone.
Okay. You got to connect it.
I'm trying to learn all this stuff at once.
I hear you. Well, it's good to have the technology, particularly you can, turn your phone to a remote. It takes practice.
Yes, sir. So, as far as mental health is concerned, and like, how do you feel the state of mental health as far as men is concerned? Because you know, we've been growing up to taught that men are supposed to internalize a lot of the pain and the straw,
Yeah.
and we're supposed to move like nothing is bothering us. But it seemed like from, you know, from that type of information that's given to us, but it never works out in our favor.
Well, because it's really based upon stuff that's not true. You know, so we hear a lot of things that's not true, but we keep on parroting what we hear like it is true. We pass it down from one person to the next, and nobody never question it. You know, like, but when you go to the science, a lot of guys don't realize this, but boys develop later emotionally than girls. Girls develop emotionally earlier.
So, so what you mean by that?
I mean, they've done the studies. I mean, like, boys are more emotionally fragile than girls when they're young, and and that's when we mess our boys up, because it's always this push to say you got to man up. You know, like I often tell guys a lot of time, like, you know, because they want to make him such a man. When the little boy comes to them, maybe 3, 4, 5 years old, crying, and they'll be like, "Shut up," you know,
Yeah.
and they never figure out, you know, rather than to approach it more like a father to a child, you know, in its developmental stage, kind of say, "Tell me, baby, what's going on, man?" Like, little Johnny, you know, hit me in the head and took my candy. Like, what? You know, I mean, so like at that age, you can understand that's a reason why he's crying. You're not just crying to be crying. Like he's been mistreated. You know, somebody has hurt him, took his stuff, and he didn't know how to deal with it. But if your response is to beat him and to make him stay quiet, then you're causing him to internalize what he's feeling. So now you got to go around growing up hiding your emotions, and that is going to create all kind of problems.
Correct.
So it's kind of the way we're taught, you know. And by all means, we're not saying we're not supposed to teach boys to be rough and tough. I mean, we did that growing up, man. That's part of, you know, the rites of passage. You know, boxing and fighting.
Correct.
Shooting, well, we say shooting shot BB guns, but anyway.
Yeah. Shooting eggs at people's cars.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, actually, we did stuff that just was crazy. We used to get on bicycles. One would be the rider and the other one would be the shooter. And be shooting each other with BB guns. So that's some stupid stuff.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You know, I mean, and thank God nobody got their eye put out, you know, but let's say bars being bars, man. But of course now this stuff is crazy. I mean, they're not even using BB guns, they're using guns. I mean, but we did it for fun. I mean, like now it's, but
I think they doing it for fun too, not realizing that.
yeah, but people getting killed and
Yeah,
maimed,
you ain't
know?
coming back. This is
Yeah.
not a restart button, man. It's not a
Yeah.
respawn button.
And it's not about fun or love. Now it's about hatred, man. You know, there's a lot of self-hatred out there.
Correct. And I think a lot of this self-hatred is spilling over to everything. And I mean everything. Because even if you look at the movies today, like when you see a movie and then there's a male and female, especially in our community when it's pertaining to us, it seems like they're giving the women the more masculine, dominant role, and having the man, which is the husband, to be more of the softer, you know.
Yeah, it's a distortion, and well, once again, it's just what I call a pseudo-reality. It's pseudo in the sense that it's not real.
Correct.
I mean, it's somebody's imagination or fantasy, but this is the sick part. Once they put it on film on a regular basis, it's like brainwashing. People start trying to conform to what they see, so they really conform to something that's not true. But the sick part is, the thing they're conforming to was based upon a lie, but now they're manifesting a lie that they believe.
Correct.
Which is insane. I mean, you know, whoa, how do we deal with that?
Yeah, because they didn't came up with this term that I know when you was coming up, that, you know, the term would be laughable. Toxic masculinity. Like, I think that got to be the worst phrase that you can give to a man.
I mean, that doesn't even, and you got to think about who came up with this stuff. You know, I mean, somebody was on something. I mean, because I mean, first of all, you got to be a hater. You can come up with that. How is masculinity being toxic? I mean, that doesn't make sense.
That don't make sense at all.
Know? And then there's different forms of masculinity. I mean, people are people. You know, I mean, you come around this crazy stuff. I mean, everybody's different.
There's no real way to being masculine.
You know, this is the new insanity that I heard the other day, and that's why public school is real sick right now. I mean, they're teaching little 4-year-olds, asking them, like, how do you feel in your body? Do you feel like a boy? You feel like a girl? And you kind of think like, how do you even know what that feels like?
Yeah.
That's an insane statement. But the
Correct.
people who are in the classroom, to me, that's criminal.
Yeah.
I have zero respect for that kind of insane. But that's what's going on in public school now.
Correct.
You got a lot of these women who got these degrees coming up with this stupid stuff, and they got these kids so confused.
Correct.
Just because like I'm thinking about like even when I was growing up, I don't know what it feel like to be a boy. I mean, like, look, you got to grow up a while to figure out how does that feel. You know what I mean? It's not even a feeling. It's just a being. You're your being. You got a way of being. I mean, like I said, we shot rabbits and fools and stuff, man. I mean, we did boys. We wrestled. We did stuff. We played sports, the normal stuff, and even for the girls. I mean, we had girls like when we were in high school, like the girls track team would practice with the boys or track team. We made them better because we wanted to compete.
Correct.
But now, man, I mean, they got this stuff all sick. It's really sick. But yeah, I think we have people. Well, this is the one problem we're running into. I think our people tend to be pawns in this whole landscape. They're always using African Americans to be their cause. A lot of stuff that is victim mentality.
You think we hone in on it more than other nationalities?
I'm saying why we have to be the ones that's always at the center of whatever's going on, and we didn't even start this stuff. Somebody come up with some stuff, and even like, well, I'm gonna go there. I'm not ashamed to go there. Even when Black Lives Matter came out, I was looking at that, and when I went on their website and read what they said, I said, "Whoa, wait a minute! I don't believe none of this stuff."
Nah.
And I told my friends, I said, "Bro, have you read their website?" I said, like, it sounds good, but it's not sound. I mean, y'all wearing that shirt, you might need to go read it.
Correct.
So I start sending people stuff, and they say, "Oh, I'm glad you told me." But this is what I'm saying. Because you say black don't mean it's right. I mean, that's a term. But the bigger problem running into is a lot of Trojan horses. And that's, man, like, that Trojan horse stuff is for real. And we see it like across the spectrum.
Yeah, I think Black Lives Matter really represented the people in the wrong way. Anything that has an organization that's tied, that everybody within one ethnic group has to be tied to, I think is very problematic for the simple fact that if something is to go wrong, then all the progress that has been done doesn't have a competitor. So now you put us in a monopoly. So when Black Lives Matter dies, everything that we have struggled for to that point dies with that, and now we got to keep them started.
But that's the whole goal. I mean, like, you have people who, in my opinion, are behind the scenes promoting this insanity. Because I went through a bunch of stuff as an engineer. I mean, I worked with it. I was the only black person there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, my closest friend was an Italian. I was glad that somebody was looking out for me because I'm up in these hills and these mountains doing this testing, and these people could kill me up there. But he said, anybody miss it, let me know. But we went through all this stuff to try to make it, and I don't want my kids to have to, like, say, start over.
I think every generation has started over. You know what I'm saying? Like from y'all generation, I feel like every 10 years we're starting over. And we're not increasingly getting better. We're decreasingly getting worse.
Well, this is the other issue running into, when they started all this stuff about, skin color. I mean, Dr. King said it well, be judged by the content you tell, not the color of your skin. In my family, there's so many people that's mixed up. They got white. So I'm supposed to hate my own relatives because of their skin color? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And you know what? I refuse to participate in that.
Yeah, I respect anybody, bro, that's for your nationality.
Yeah, I mean,
you feel me? Like, and
because
then,
my skin color.
Yeah.
Well, y'all lost your mind.
Yeah, because it's only a couple of skin colors in the world anyway. I think it's like 4.
Evil
and
come
then
in.
Everything else just comes in different variations of that skin color.
Skin pigmentation don't make you safe.
No, it don't. Because you got people that's in your same field of education. Like you look up the history books, you be like, oh, bro, I thought they was Caucasian.
Yeah.
You be like, oh no, they was mixed in the mud. You feel me?
Yeah.
And they you know, they hated themselves, man. That comes back again to what we was talking about before
Yeah.
of, you know, self-hate.
So and I'm glad you came full circle. So when you look at what some of the, just this thing about the anger issues, okay, that's 4 major triggers for anger: hurt, injustice, fear, and frustration. Those are 4 major triggers, and that's several triggers, that can come under those umbrellas. But if you mistreat somebody and want them to be happy, that's crazy, because people that get mistreated gonna react. I mean, that's a trigger for anger. I mean, if if in injustice, or you hurt somebody's feelings, well, that's even in any relationship. If somebody hurts your feelings, you're not gonna be a happy camper.
So you're saying Stockholm syndrome is not good for anybody?
No, this is the thing. I mean, like when I'm saying now we're talking about the emotional part, because like all those are feelings.
Correct.
And if you're supposed to hold in feelings of injustice, hold in hurt, hold in fear, hold in frustration, how you going to express yourself? I mean, they just want you just to be quiet. It doesn't work that way. Because okay, think about a little baby. Even your son. Have you ever seen him get frustrated yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Notice, when somebody gets frustrated, it's because they're trying to do something that they cannot do, or they're trying to stop something they can't stop, and they become overwhelmed. They get frustrated, and guess what they start doing? Acting out. They'll start throwing stuff, start crying. They'll start acting because
ain't that bold yet.
Because that's the reaction to frustration.
Correct.
You get angry, but for somebody to tell you that you can't be angry, something's wrong with that. I mean, that's just gonna make you more angry.
Yeah, that's real dismissive.
You
On
know,
top of, you know what I'm saying, it's unlogical. You feel me? Like, if your natural reaction is to naturally react to something, then that's exactly what it is, bro. It's a natural reaction. And I think that us as a people, bro, we have had that taken away from all of our struggle, and just from ourselves, to have these type of normal reactions. Because every time we react to something, and they always deem it to be negative. Bro, we come
something
together.
Wrong with you.
Yeah, we come together and sing.
Yeah.
We shall overcome 1,000 times. You gonna have 10 people talking about, well, they were singing too goddamn loud. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we come through and give out waters. We show up for other communities. But it's always gonna be a problem. It's always something that us as a community, we don't, you know what I'm saying? Everything that we do is negative until the other group decides to do it. Then once the other group decides to do it, bro, that was the best thing since goddamn sliced bread.
But that's the thing. But you don't know how to manage those emotions if nobody teach you. That's the value of part of sports.
Correct.
Like a lot of brothers who got into sports, they learn how to deal with all this stuff. You got to play as a team.
Correct.
You learn how to, what we call self-regulate. Calm yourself down. You might be ticked off. Okay, just calm down and think about this right now. So
Correct.
You have the opportunity to do that in a safe space because you're learning. But notice, you got to be taught that.
Correct.
I know, years ago, I used to ride through Mountain View in Sunnyvale, and I see these little, I don't know what you call it, Pee Wee League football teams, man. All these little kids, I'm talking about 100 of them out there, maybe 5 or 6 years old, learn how to play football as a team. And I look out there and I see no African American kids out there. I'm like, wow. The other people are teaching their kids at an early age how to work together, how to, regulate, and we're not getting that.
We're teaching each other how to twerk, how to dance, what's the newest dance move.
Or take each other out.
Yeah, that too. I think we promote a lot of things, and I'm not saying like on a spectrum where it's all, but we had so much of a disenfranchisement that it's ridiculous. Like, it's super ridiculous. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we gravitate to everything that's negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I can see if the number one rapper was, you know, this gangster drill rapper that talks about death. And then the number two rapper was a rapper that talked about love and prosperity. Then I'd be like, okay, bro, we have an equal balance of, you know, of culture. But, you know, when it's something that's gangster or hood or gutter or something like that, streets, it's always, you know what I'm saying, synonymous with so-called black people. Always.
And that's not part of our
You know what I'm
culture.
saying? And that's not a part of our culture.
That
They make it seem like rap and hip hop and R&B is a part of our culture. Like, no, bro, that is something that we created.
But
Just like the stop sign. Is the stop sign a part of our culture? They don't say it's a part of our culture. We created it, though. You know what I'm saying?
for
Like,
all the right reasons, right? To create safety, you know.
they don't say language is a part of our culture, which it has been proven time in and time out that people that look like us created language. Architects, you know what I'm saying? Building stuff. And it's a degree of the pyramids or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, these heads. That's not synonymous with our culture. Rock and roll. You feel me? Something that we created. If we're going to say that music is a part of a culture, you feel me? But they don't put rock and roll as part of our culture.
Yeah, because we artists. I mean, like, but and you really talking about it's about this dehumanization. You know, if you start treating a person less than a human, then that's dehumanizing.
Correct.
So you tell them that you cannot have normal feelings. And when you look at this whole thing about fear, you know, fear has three responses. You go out of fight, flight, or freeze.
Right.
You know? I mean, they don't give you the option. Like if you react to fear, some people get afraid and they run toward. Call them heroes.
Correct.
Some people get afraid and they run away. That's called live to fight another day, right? And some people just freeze. Because they figure, you know what, I'm going to die anyway, so why even do anything?
Yeah, hell yeah. And it's, you know, I just think that we don't give ourselves a chance to be free.
Well, and yeah, I mean, like that's what's being stripped away. And again, our culture has been on the siege for a long time. And I don't know when it started, to be honest. But if you think about the progress we made after the Emancipation Proclamation, you know, between 1865 to 1930, we made a lot of progress. And something after World War I changed.
I mean, you know,
Something changed. So think about it. If you look at your historical black
we started
colleges,
voting Democrats.
yeah. But when did they?
No, I'm not playing about that. I'm dead ass.
Yeah, I know it, but I'm just saying. Well, I mean, but like, you know what? I mean, what gets me is that we still. I'm trying to figure out what's the
segregation. I mean, desegregation.
But it's a bigger picture. Why are we only stuck on 150 years of the past? We're not talking about the future. We're not talking about 5,000 years in the past. Why is it the 150 years?
I truly believe that. How can I say this? Again, bro, I think that we gravitate and hold on to all negativity.
Okay.
Now, did slavery happen the way that they say slavery happened? No, it didn't. Right? You know what I'm saying? If this is somebody's first time hearing this, I'm sorry, but it did. You feel me? Did they beat us with chains and shit and bring us over here to America? Nope, it's physically impossible to do that. Now, were we more well off before slavery, the time of slavery? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Now, what fucked us over was the Reconstruction era. And, you know, industrialization. Because once we went from agriculture to industrialization, came teaching. And once we start putting ourselves in their schooling system, we depleted as a people. Before we start going to school with them, we had everything. When you start going to school with them, we lost everything.
And that's not true to that. That's not,
you know
because
once we bought into they shit, we start getting redlined. How you get redlined in your own goddamn country? This is our country.
What-
this is the things that we built.
When you mention something like we are better equipped to teach our what we used to be. I mean, right now, like it's so crazy in education. Most black people don't even want to go into education. So who's teaching our kids? See our problem there. But like during the 50s and 60s, or maybe
We
the
was
40s
teaching
and
our
60s,
kids.
and that's how they excel.
Yeah, but okay, so then you gotta think about it. In the 50s and 60s, everybody had a third or fourth grade education, but we was well off then. So something about people, we are more educated today and more and less well off. We was undereducated back then, but well more well off.
But keep in mind, but the uneducated promoted the education.
Yes, to inherit something, to do something, to see a new system that was being deployed, because you had the Great Depression, and then you turn around and had the Gold Act. So, bro, if you had the Great Depression, right, and then you had the Gold Act right afterwards, how the hell do you have a Great Depression with all this gold right here? And then who was the Great Depression concerning to, and who had the gold? Somebody got tricked. You feel me? Because we was thriving during the Great Depression. But then the Gold Act was signed a year later, and then all of a sudden we just start losing by the boatloads, and something about that just.
But you mentioned something, and that's people that criticize this. Keep in mind, when we came out of slavery, most of our people were farmers. Well, not all our people were tenant farmers. A lot of them owned their own farms. Well, that made them capitalists. I mean, they had their own business.
Correct.
So they had their own land, their own business. I mean, their family worked the family business. Oh, you grew your own food.
Right.
And what's the biggest problem we have today?
We don't do none of that shit.
And who we depend upon for food?
Safeway.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want some steak, but you can't go get a cow, you're in trouble. You want some chicken, you're in trouble. You want pork, you're in trouble. Because you ain't for somebody to bring it to you.
I bet you be a lot of vegan eating motherfuckers there, shit. They be like, bro, you gotta go ring that chicken neck. You like, shit, I'm about to go ring these goddamn grass right here. Shit. You chasing no goddamn chicken. I bet you wouldn't be complaining about $8.99 eggs then.
Yeah.
Or however much that God forsaking this goddamn thing is costing.
But we're not. It's what they call self-preservation, and they don't know how to survive off the land.
Correct. And that, what's crazy? That's the first phrase that I said to all my people. Self-preservation. Because then I want that to always be in your mind. You feel me? There's no guarantee I'm gonna be here tomorrow. There's no guarantee your mama gonna be here tomorrow. You gonna be here. And if you're not gonna be here, then you don't need self-preservation at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You own till you make it. You feel me? So I think that we really just need to start reevaluating shit.
Well,
as a whole.
Yeah, and we surrendered too much to other people.
Oh my God,
I
we
don't
surrendered
think-
too easy.
Well, and look at the whole thing, man. It's just this whole thing they talk about divide and conquer. It actually
Yeah.
works. It
No,
really
I
works.
think so, yo. I think education. Well, I think we promoted education too much.
Oh, it's corrupt right now.
Yeah, no, I think it was corrupt from the beginning.
Well, it's 10 times worse because the stuff going on out there is no education. It's indoctrination,
Facts.
teaching people to be entitled,
Correct.
and lazy. They want to feminize the boys and
Masculinize
masculine,
the
the girls. Just some crazy stuff. And they're confused.
Yeah, I just seen a post that, and mind you, bro, this is a post on Instagram, so take whatever you saw. But the post said, being a good man is just not good enough. A woman said that. And I was just like, okay. I don't never like shaming motherfuckers and people and stuff like that, but being a good man is just not, enough. So now I'm thinking like, okay, I can listen to what she was saying because everything she was saying it just hurt my soul. It was just like my mind just start lighting some sage and it's over.
Yeah, but that's a division, that whole divide and conquer thing. And again, man, it's whenever you go away from the basics you know, the basic family. When you get away from the nuclear family, you're going to run into trouble.
Correct. Hell yeah.
You know, so like the other day, I mean, you have the nuclear family, you have the extended family. Your primary responsibility is to the nuclear family.
Yeah, I just think everybody what's killing us also is everybody want to be young.
Yeah.
Nobody want to be the OG no more. I don't want to be grandma or granddad.
Well,
I want to be G-Pa and G-Ma.
better teach them something because those same people.
Like, grandma, can you watch him? You can't even catch grandma at bingo no more. You catch a grandma at happy hour and Taco Tuesday. And she, you know what I'm saying? She living up too. You don't never hear nobody now checking no youngsters talking about, excuse me, sir, young man, I'm a sir, or I'm a man or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we just don't have that same proper respect no more. And we don't demand it, so I guess it's more so parenting with us, because we damn sure don't demand it as we should.
That's what I'm saying, you surrender too much.
Yeah. So that's my generation's fault, you know. I still do it. You know, we still do the yes sir, no ma'am.
Nothing wrong with showing respect.
Yeah. But do I make somebody say it to me like I know, you feel me? Like, nah. I'm still trying to look 25.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At least I'm being honest with myself. The fuck? I'm still trying to look young.
That's all right. Well, in these times, they're trying to stay in shape too.
Yeah, hell yeah. Alright, shit. If I can get to 2 a days, I'm telling you, man, you know, I messed that sciatic nerve up. I was at the basketball court, and bro, he just hit me like, hey, man, we need 110 for the game. I mean, for the team. I'm like, shit. I seen you got money, man. I ain't worried about that shit. I just want to get out there and play. I just want to get out there and be healthy. I tell my cousin. He like, you want to get something to eat? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm fasting. You starving yourself? I said, bro, did it sound like I was starving myself, or did I just say I was fasting?
It's a difference.
It's a big difference, bro. Can I be healthy, or you want me to go smoke a blunt in the 40 with you? So, you know what I'm saying? You want to go have some drinks? Because if I said let's go have some drinks at 9 o'clock in the morning, you're not gonna question it. But at 9 in the morning, I said, nah, I don't want no breakfast. I want to fast. It's a, you okay? Let me check your temperature. You all right?
No, I'm trying to take
Like,
care of your body.
like, cuz, we just passed up Kaiser. You sure? I'm like, bruh, it's okay, man. And I be asking people if they want water in the shop. I was looking like I just cursed their mama or something.
That's the best thing for you.
I'm like, I got some sodas over there. Where is that?
With those electrolytes, that's the best thing for you.
Oh yeah, make sure you text me the church information so I can put it in the video.
Okay. Cool.
Reach out to you. Like, do you do like individual sessions?
Yeah. Yeah. Do couples, do individuals, do families? groups, whatever the need is. You know. I like to deal with singles and married couples, man. It's fun.
Yeah, I had to tell my cousin today. I was like, man, it's okay to cry, man. You know that, right?
Yeah, and life is real.
You like, cry? We don't cry. I said, bro, you gonna sit your goofy ass down, sit over there and cry, bro?
I said, there's gonna be no crying baby.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I gotta hold it down, be strong. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Fuck, we're gonna have a heart attack around this motherfucker, man. We're gonna be all in trouble.
when you need to let those toxins go,
Yeah.
because your body's toxic when you get home and all that stuff.
He was like, man, but you know, sometimes you just don't. I said, bro, how I don't understand that? I grew up with you. I was there for you when you called me. Shit, I don't understand. What you mean, bro? I hate to be people tell me, oh, you don't understand. Bro, I wouldn't be reaching out to you trying to, you know, give me my best advice for you, bro, if I didn't understand, my brother. We just feel like the next person don't understand because they not going through that same type of trauma at that particular time, so they don't understand.
Right. But we can always learn something. I remember I did a conference one time, and the oldest couple was in their 70s or something. And I was teaching them, you know, just how to get along with their spouse. And old man came to me, with tears in his eyes. He said, now I've been married for over 50 years. This is the first time I ever heard this. And he was looking at all the stuff he missed out on. Which means a lot. When remember that old saying that ignorance is a terrible handicap?
Yes, sir.
That's for real.
Uh,
When you don't know, it can be a disadvantage.
thank you, my brother.
You too. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you as well. Take my damn take the camera off.
Decent. I gotta let the homeless person.